All right. I'm going live here. Miami Beach. I have not done a live yet since I've been in Miami. So here we go. Wait for some of these people to go. Here's the background. The Starbucks is right there. Very good Starbucks. Wonder how much it is to live in that apartment. This is the famous um, was here last night, but it was dark. So I'm back after having a little cosmetic operation earlier today. I'm about a pound heavier somewhere where, let's just say, the first step of me being way, 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 way bigger than average has begun today. Looks like there's lots of stuff going on. Look how blue that is. Wow, beautiful day. I am so happy to not be in Canada. I cannot express to you how happy I am. It's about probably 30 Celsius here today. I'm surprised they never, you know what, I miss the wrestling pay-per-views from the beach. Remember when they used to do those? It's not that busy today. Let's take a look. Apparently, this is the fourth most expensive place to live in the United States. Let's take a look what we got going here today. Definitely some very attractive ladies. Can't believe how blue the water is. That's really blue. More blue than Hawaii. Can't imagine how busy this must be during spring break. The food here has been really good so far. It's advertising stuff. Guess it'd be a really good workout to run in the sand here. If I could afford to live here from December to February or December to March, I would. Wow. Long Beach. Wonder what's going on over here. Looks like there's some sort of event coming up. Trying to see the comments. It's hard doing this on a cell phone format these days. Oh, there we go. Trying to find. Well, now the comments are showing on stage, but I can't see them. Sorry, I am not the most technical. I just keep flipping. I'm trying to show the comments so I can answer the questions, but it just keeps flipping on and off. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm really trying to figure this out. I wonder how warm or cold the water is. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. I'm in sweatpants. It's actually very warm. The water is actually very warm. Oh, sorry. Screen went off for a second there. God damn it. I am so sorry that I cannot show the freaking comments. They're overlaid, but I can't see them. But the StreamYard has screwed up. Let me try this. Okay, so StreamYard has changed it so you can only see comments if you're filming sideways. Chris Wicks, where am I? Miami Beach, Florida, home of Razor Ramon, who I recently bought the rights to show his RF video shoot interview, which I do buy the rights to license other people's footage. For the people that love to say I'm stealing footage, it's no different than WWE buying the rights to WCW's library or other companies. I have a close agreement with Shine these days. I'm actually going to be putting on an event in association with Shine this summer in Canada. And hopefully, once my green card comes through, I'll do more events in the US. Hey, is this the Chad Wicks from the Dicks that made that comment? I wrestled him once in Iowa, and he didn't catch me on a dive. By the way, I'm going to be walking this. You can hear I'm out of breath, eh? Hey, I'm from Canada, eh? It's actually quite deep sand. Speaking of that event, I have a huge opponent for that upcoming event. And I better get into the top shape of my career for this guy because it's going to be an honor. Oh, look at this. Looks like it's going to be party time tonight here. It beats Winterlude for anyone that knows what the hell that is. Yeah. Yes, I am out of breath. I am legitimately out of breath. Well, for anyone that doesn't know, I've had 3 ankle surgeries in 2024. I have another one coming up March 9th. So, because of my ankle issues, I have not been able to run, which used to be my favorite form of cardio. So hopefully, after the March 9th surgery, I'm going to be good to go. That's why I'm going through this cosmetic procedure now too, because I can't run on that either. But yeah, deep. This sand is deep, and I weigh 295 pounds right now. So it's a good workout. Thanks for joining me on this walk. How hot is it? It's, I would say, about 100 Fahrenheit, 30ish Celsius, maybe. It's quite hot. Doesn't seem to be any lifeguards on. It's nice. Wichita's, it only snowed like 3 days in Wichita this winter. So Wichita's been a lot better than Canada. Someone says joints make rehab hard. It throws off your equilibrium. Yeah. This ankle injury, I'll show you. Look at it. They call it a hammer foot. So this neck surgery, by the way, I can squat over 500 pounds. I can deadlift over 600 pounds. But I just can't do running anymore. So hopefully this last surgery, which is going to be to shave down the bone and make me more immobile, that's going to help me with my cardio. That injury really set me back. Yeah, it's brutal. By far the worst injury ever. And it happened in a really weird way that I guess I'll talk about in my book one day. Watch for fast moving orbs over the water. Well, actually, my surgeon that I had some work done today was telling me about a UFO experience he had in Queens, New York when he was 12. So it's pretty interesting. The consensus seems to be that Trump is going to disclose probably this summer. Who thinks that Lesnar's going to face Velasquez at the UFC White House? That seems to be a heavy rumor now. Somebody's asking if I'm in Canada. No, I am not. Actually, haven't been to Canada since May when I was in Kelowna, BC. Which I didn't miss it. I did not miss it. What else have we got here? Michael says he wishes it was that warm. Hey, that's why I'm doing this. First of all, it makes it interesting when I'm talking to you. It looks like there's going to be big concerts here tonight. But to give you guys an idea about the warmth, somebody says after freezing his butt off all winter, this looks like heaven. It is. As out of breath as I sound, it is. I am not complaining at all. It's pretty nice. This end seems to be more busy than the other end. But it's not crazy busy today. Some very good views here today. Somebody says the purple haze is coming out of the water. That's funny. That is very funny. Yeah, it's very nice. Betrayed by sin. I'm going to be interviewing the Berserker again soon, by the way. Ivan Santos. Hey, I'm not too far from Puerto Rico today. I remember my first time in Puerto Rico in 2005. I had a stopover in Miami. I got some areas caution taped off here. Yeah, my friend. There's some nice ones. 100%. See if we can find some more. Very high percentages here of attractiveness. All right. Reading, trying not to trip on the seaweed. This beach really goes on forever. I was thinking it was going to be like a 5-minute walk. Maybe I should get off the hill. Did I ever interview Ricky Steamboat? No, I don't know if he does shoot interviews anymore. He's done at least one in the past. He agented my match against Eugene, and he refereed my match before an event against The Undertaker once. Amazing scenery here today. Without question. Tense. This is actually a good workout between the heat and the sand. You want to wear the Ultimate Warrior's tassels on the beach. I think the Ultimate Warrior is underrated. Definitely underrated. He's one of my favorites. Abdullah couldn't fit in the tent. He's almost dead, hopefully, finally. He sucks. All right. It's actually quite hot here. Supposedly it went to 50. Here, he's so fat. When I wrestled him in cage matches, they couldn't put the door on the cage till he was in the cage. Legitimate. Now his wife or whatever, his girlfriend Jocelyn Marshall, calls himself Mioka or something. She thinks she's going to get some monster payoff when he dies. He was one of the highest paid ever in Japan. He wasted all of his money. He had something like 5 wives. He had a huge amount of properties at one point. Completely wasted all of his money. This is quite a workout. Someone says the Warrior, best flying shoulder block in the business. It's characters. The characters in wrestling are gone. The larger than life personalities are gone. I was not happy at all with my last match, though, so I'm going to have some more here and there, like the one I'm going to have against a guy on my bucket list. Got a promo. You better send me a massive tip if you want that. Who is HB? Wow, this really just goes on and on. No wonder people love it here. Still got to walk back to my vehicle. But hey, if you're going to get a workout, it may as well be here. What's so funny? Oh, the gun show. Mine aren't the biggest they've ever been, but they're getting there. But something else is now the biggest it's ever been. Lots of seaweed on this end. Did anyone see anything interesting in the wrestling news today? I sure did. Am I going to watch the Mandalorian Star Wars movie? No, I'm not. Not the biggest Star Wars fan. I will watch that new Spielberg UFO movie coming out, though. All right. Can sure smell the seaweed in this area. All right. I haven't done a live stream on a cell phone in a long time. I don't feel like walking to the very end. I'm covered in sweat right now. But I am going to walk back to my car. Now your comments have disappeared, though. Okay, so Michael, I read yours. I got to learn how to use this better. Let me try something again. Let me see if they appear again. really don't make this easy. Okay, I see them showing on screen. Okay, here we go. Do I think the Masked Man will be Jericho? It's possible. Supposedly, they might be putting him in a box. That might be the box gimmick. Apparently, on Raw this week, they did something where a box appeared. Am I blading August 1st? What kind of a question is that? I've been cured, by the way, since December 2013, and I'm tested every year, and it hasn't come back. It doesn't come back unless you're reinfected. But I'm sure it's going to be a violent match. You heard Johnny Ace is making appearances. I've heard that too. Johnny Ace, who's going to be best remembered for having sex with Janelle Grant, with Vince McMahon's crap all over her. He was always a massive asshole in all of my dealings with him. I think he's got to be on anyone's list of the biggest assholes in wrestling. Someone says the blue lounges for the public. Probably got a lot of weird things on them. Yeah, probably. I don't know if they remove them at night. There's definitely some tens on this beach today. 100%. I'm being respectful though. Did Ace's wife kick him to the curb yet? Yes. Ace's wife kicked him to the curb. She's no longer with him. And he's the only reason the Bellas got in the Hall of Fame, because he was their father-in-law. Yeah. As I said, I can't even show you how nice. You'd be shocked, but I'm being respectful here. But high percentage. Nobody will care about Jericho's return after week. Well, WrestleMania is looking real lame this year for 2 nights. What is it? Roman Reigns against CM Punk. Is there really a huge demand for that? I hope Reigns wins if that happens, but really, that's the main match. And they're still going to stretch it over 2 nights. Doesn't seem necessary. How did King of Connecticut pass? He shot himself. I believe that, there's a few things that happened with him unusual. Before he passed, he said some stuff about the cartel and Phil Baroni that he probably shouldn't have said publicly. And he was talking about fixed MMA fights that he was aware of. And I think that he did it. Keep in mind, he never had a funeral or anything. That was also very weird. I think that he did it to avoid something worse happening to his dog and family. I truly believe that. Somebody says, hopefully Demolition will be in the Hall of Fame this year. Well, they are under Legends deals now. So I'm sure it's only a matter of time. I know Tugboat's in bad shape, but I truly don't believe he was a Hall of Famer. Name me one good match that he ever had. The natural disasters, yeah, they were two fat guys. Earthquake was way more talented. Tugboat is the uncle of Cody Rhodes. Honestly, really nice guy, but I truly don't. You're really lowering the Hall of Fame bar with Tugboat. He failed as a shock master. The Tugboat gimmick sucked. The Typhoon gimmick sucked. Why is he in there before Sid other than politics? I'm sorry. And I recently watched a WWE house show from London, Ontario, that they posted on their Vault channel. There was a Tugboat versus Undertaker match. It's brutal. It's an absolutely horrible match, and it just made me think again, why the hell is this guy in the Hall of Fame? But overall, I enjoyed the house show. One of the sad things about it was they had Demolition Crush drop to Bushwhacker Bush. Just reminded me of like Bushwhacker Bush. I wonder where my mind is. Bushwhacker Butch, not Bush. Yeah, they had him job. And it's like, really, you've killed Demolition from 1990 wrestling Andre and Haku to jobbing to put the Bushwhackers on a house show, really? All right. The Dino Bravo guy's gone. Well, look at all the people he knew. And again, I don't know any of this, but I don't think he killed himself. Because the thing about King of Connecticut, anyone that's seen my Blood Hunter movie, he was supposed to be one of the detectives in the movie. So it's not like, okay, it's got like 40,000 hits, the movie, but it'll get more over time. But I don't think he would have turned down the opportunity to be in my movie because he was really excited about being in it and meeting the celebrities that we used in it, like Shoot. He's a big Vision Quest fan. I don't think he would have killed himself until he at least did the movie. And he bought his own plane ticket to be in the movie. So yeah, I do think there was something underhanded with King of Connecticut. That one was really hard because he used to call me all the time. Not like we were best friends or anything, but he's a loyal friend. I remember he called me right after Jack Kilby called him and tried to talk badly about me after I dumped Kilby as a friend because he's an untrustworthy bitch. And then King of Connecticut called me right away. He said, "Hey, just so you know, this guy's going around running his mouth about you." But I told him not to contact me again. So I mean, I appreciated King of Connecticut's loyalty. Not that it's much of a choice who to be loyal to there, a fan or me. Yeah, Earthquake is a former Canadian champion, and he feuded with Hogan. I agree with Earthquake being in there, but I always hated the natural disasters. They were a boring team. That's just my opinion. You're watering down the Hall of Fame with Typhoon. John Tenta, yeah, legit beast. It's too bad he died young. He went to Simon Fraser in BC, British Columbia. He's Canadian. All right. Thank you, those that are helping me get through the end of this. I'd like to know how long it goes. I think I'm about in the center now. I am going to need some refreshments after this. I can understand why The Rock lives here, or The Rock has a house here. Yeah, Tenta, I don't consider my critique of Typhoon for Tenta. I got nothing but respect for Tenta. And I do say Typhoon is a nice guy. One of the nicest I've dealt with. But to me, he's not a Hall of Famer. But it's a business. They need people to put in. Can we get another Billy Jack interview? Well, if you're a member, I did post my last prison conversation with Billy Jack for members. Called me a couple weeks ago, told me his hamster had an autopsy was done on his guinea pig, and they want him to plead insanity, so he'll just be in a mental institution for the rest of his life. But he doesn't want to be incarcerated for the rest of his life. And he's claiming that it's the wife's family that killed his dog, the guinea pig, and the girl, because he feels he would have overdosed the girl or the woman rather than shoot her. But I don't believe him, sadly. But he did say he was going to call me again, so who knows? But I think what happens is he calls me, and then whoever take care of him get mad at him for calling me, and then they cut him off from the phone again for a while. The business is too soft these days, sadly, and the realism is gone. Everybody is overpaid because they don't have to get paid to make money anymore. Like, look at that house show in London that I was talking about. They were paid off the house. They were paid 30% of the house divided by main event to opening match. So you had to kayfabe. And I don't necessarily think they should always have to do that, but imagine if AEW guys were paid off the house. 1 or 2 shows a week, getting sometimes less than 1,000 fans. On average, maybe 1,700 to 1,900 fans. Imagine. They're all very lucky that Tony Khan's there, but it's very political, and he hires so many people to just sit at home. Wrestle someone. I've seen a few. I'd like to. But I'm a little, I wouldn't say, but it's really hot here for someone that's not used to heat. All right. I'm parked back here, so I still got a ways to go. So keep the questions coming. If you have any, I'll try and figure out how to answer them. Okay. Am I walking the whole beach for cardio or just for sights? I thought it was smaller. I thought I could walk to the end. But I walked for about 15 or 20 minutes and didn't come close to the end. So I'm walking back. So it's turning into cardio. It's turning into cardio. Which I'm not complaining about. If Billy Jack was in Canada, the government could have just euthanized his wife. I've never heard of that. Honestly, I've never heard of that. People say that, but I never heard that euthanize is possible. I don't believe him. Honestly, I don't believe him that his wife asked for him to kill her. That's my opinion of it, because at the time he called me the day he killed her, which she has admitted on tape many. By the way, the Dark Side of the Ring did not want me for the Billy Jack Haynes one, even though I was his closest wrestling friend for like the 5 years before he was incarcerated, right up until the day he got incarcerated. And I was one of Billy Graham's closest friends since 2011. No, let's get Steve Kern on for Billy Graham, who didn't know Billy at all and is just going to insult Billy. But anyways, no, I don't believe that that Billy Jack euthanized his wife because I was talking to him